What's up, guys? I'm here with Monroe. And Monroe, quick question. How much money have you made on Skool the last 12 months?
So this past year I have made 22K total on Skool with my community.
That's dope. And for those of you who don't know, what type of creator are you? What's like your niche like? And kind of why did you get into making content and all this good stuff?
Yeah, I make fitness content on the internet. I'm in the CrossFit niche. It's a lot of educational content, and so Skool was like a perfect platform to bring my coaching kind of to a more personal space where I could have a community of people and not just do one-on-one coaching, but be able to do group coaching a little bit better.
Gotcha. And what got you into making this educational CrossFit content to begin with?
I've just always kind of been obsessed with technique. And I just love teaching. I love My dad was a teacher, so I feel like it's in my DNA. He taught at Boston College. He was in academia for forever. So like I feel like naturally I lean towards teaching things. And like I've been obsessed with CrossFit for 15 years now, and I've been coaching for 13 of those years. So as soon as I started coaching CrossFit at the gym that I was at, it was like, I just want to share this with everyone and with as many people as I can. And so content and all that kind of came from that. So
Dope. Yeah, I know you also mentioned this all kind of started taking off during COVID, where it was like the time to start making more educational content. Because you own a gym, right? You
yeah,
own.
so I own a gym. We've been open for 11 years now. And when we were shut down, that was like everybody was on their phone. And I think that like it was, I was just I started making content consistently because one, there was nothing else to do. And I was trying to stay connected with my membership. Like a lot of them were still paying their membership every month, which like was part of the reason that me and my family could survive through that time, which was awesome. Um, but yeah, that there was nothing else to do, and I wanted to make sure that like they were getting something from me that they were paying for. So started being really consistent with it, and I think I was in the right place at the right time, and the teaching part of me kind of came out, and I've always been creative. Like even before I was trying to teach on social media, I was like making little edits of my workouts and that kind of stuff to post. So I've always been like that. So.
That's super cool. And I know since you built up this like online audience, I know you think you mentioned you were doing coaching with like these CrossFit companies for a bit, or what was online coaching before this whole thing for you?
Yeah, so before I started on Skool, and shifting to like the community coaching style that I have now, um, it was very like either you would work with kind of a company that would white label their nutrition plans and their workout templates, and you're just kind of like, hey, I'm selling you my coaching, but it's not like that genuine. That, or it was, I'm selling you my coaching and it's taking all of my time to write your workouts specifically, and maybe you don't do the workouts, and that was, or deal with your nutrition plan, and then maybe you don't actually do the diet right, and so that was kind of burning me out. And so Skool is it's a way that I can connect with people in a way that I know I can really help them, which is with technique, and helping coach their technique through video review, but also get, a lot of people that can get together and feed off each other, and like seeing the people in the community support each other and like cheer each other on and like root for each other. That is like hands down anything better than just doing one-on-one remote coaching. So I love it.
Yeah, I remember when we first talked, you were like, I don't like one-on-one online. And I think it's super cool that you said that because now you have created a community where they actually do, you know, help each other and support each other like a community. Exactly what CrossFit is in person. And I wouldn't say it was always like that. I think you started the community 6 months before we started working together.
Mhm.
So tell me about what it was like on your own and then kind of when we started working together.
Yeah, I mean, I fumbled my way through trying to figure it out. And like the thing that really changed, I think, from before I started working with you to now, and I said this on one of our calls a week ago, was I was like, I didn't have a community before. Like I had I had people on a Skool page that were paying me a little bit, but like I didn't have a community. Like there was no, you were like, this is dead. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I just found this time to get these people in here and like, I'm giving them coaching. And you're like, no, like this is not like a fun place to be. And like I started to realize it too. I was like, I don't really want to log on to this. And so like, fixing that piece. And now it's like, dude, I'm on Skool all day. I want to coach these people. They're on there all day, like and so like that, it just makes it so much more of a party. And so like that was the piece that I really didn't understand. And then personally, like you've helped me a lot from like a personal development standpoint, just like with your background in sales. Like sales is something that I have struggled with. And you've been brutally honest with me and like really helped me like through trial and error, like, you know, gotten me to see it what I need to be doing in the right way and not just like, hey, here's what you should do and just kind of like, well, you can't do it, so we'll try something else. It's like, no, like it's not good enough, try again. And that patience that you've had with me with that has been like, I think, huge for the business and my content and me personally. So
That's super cool to hear because, it's funny. This is an interesting relationship because you're also my coach. Like, I started doing CrossFit because I have athletic aspirations, and I didn't realize how much of a weakling I was until I started putting myself through your own product to like help you. And in doing so, realizing I need my own growth, personal growth too. So that's super cool to hear. And I think what you mentioned is what you didn't have before was the retention factor because you had people in there, but when we first started working together, your churn was super high. So I was like, before we do anything, let's fix that.
yeah,
And
but
since
I didn't even know what to look at. And that's another thing. I was just like, I don't know why I'm looking at like I'm just trying to help people out.
yeah, and as soon as we fixed that, we've just been kind of stacking slowly on top of each other. And when it's not like we have some crazy launch, we had $10,000 launch, but we've had so many lessons and learnings together that we've built this super strong foundation to build on top of. So that's super cool. And you know, now that we know kind of the background, it's cool to see that we've had the same students stick around for a long time. We've had some people since like October, since like last fall, are still around now. And what do you think keeps them coming back? And it's kind of a two-ended question because what about this keeps you yourself coming back to it too?
Um, so I think that's one of the big things that we have implemented is like I said, it being a community, like what is the reason that you're coming here? And like just to get coaching, like that's not a very fun reason. And you're only going to use it as like a thing that you want to use when you need something. And so like now it's much more, hey, I need to come here to like talk to my friends and to like make sure they did their handstand today or make sure they knocked out their push-ups or make sure they did that run that we were supposed to do. Like, and that, like creating that and creating a culture of that, I think is like so important. And I didn't see that because that's something, it's like you don't know what you don't know. And when your head is so far in it and you're just like trying so hard, it's really easy to just miss some like simple things like just connecting with people. And that's what's fun about it. Like that's what's so cool about school is that like, even school, high school, like you don't go to school because you're trying to go to chemistry class and like open your book and do your work. You're trying to go see your friends at lunch. And like, sure, we learn along the way and like you get smarter and you graduate, but like the connection is what matters. And so like that's something that you've really helped put into our community.
Yeah, definitely. We can see how the members, just in real life in CrossFit, are always having each other up. It's the same and just like in this digital space. Would you say that's kept you as like the leader, the creator, the person like trying to build this thing coming back as
For
well?
sure. For sure. And like one thing that like you said, we've tried a lot of things and like the thing I like about you is that it's like, hey, we have a great idea. We're going to see it through. It doesn't work. We're going to try something else, like right away. And I think that's why we've done so much iterating and why this thing is so good now. Um, is just because of that. So,
No, definitely. That's super cool. So I know just recently you're like finally able to move houses and do all these things that you've been wanting to do in the real life. And would you say you had like a turning point with this whole thing of like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it, or like, no, I'm gonna just probably stop now and try to do something else? Like, with so many life changes, what has kept you? Was there a turning point when you were like, I'm gonna lock in and I'm gonna like commit to this?
I mean, when we bought this house or when we put an offer on the house, like things got pretty serious. But I think the combination, like I said, like I have gone through a lot of personal change and a lot of personal growth through developing this Skool community and working with you. Just because like I said, you put me in uncomfortable situations where like I have to develop as a man and as a business owner. Um, and that has been huge for me. Um, sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, was there, because you could always just stop and be like,
Oh yeah, what keeps me going?
yeah, or like,
Turning point.
did something happen that sparked you? I know there's been so many different things we
I,
talked about where you're like, this is so cool that happened.
like as I started to kind of, I guess, believe in myself and the product a little bit more through like some of the early videos of like when I was working with you, trying to like make a VSL or trying to make like even the classroom stuff. And I just look like not excited about it. I look like I don't love it. And like at the time, what was there? Like there was nothing cool going on. Like it wasn't a super fun, awesome thing. And now like I don't want to say there was one specific turning point, but like over the course of the last, I would say 6 months, especially this year, like it's gone from something where like when we first started talking, you were like, where do you see this thing? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to make like a couple grand on Skool and like get some online coaching from my following, right? But now, like, yeah, I see it as being like the most useful tool for someone that is just starting CrossFit. And like, I want that to be everyone. I want every gym in the country to be like, oh, you're a new member. We stopped doing our one-on-one course, but there's this great place where you can go and get all of this, like the handbook that you would need to get started on this in the right way. Um, and so I can see it as that now, which is like the reason that I want to keep going with it. Um, so yeah.
That's super cool. I think something I noticed the other day, it it's funny because we have been doing this for a while, so we both have learned so many things. And yeah, so basically, you at first said, I don't really like online coaching.
Yeah.
And now, do you feel the same way, or has it changed because the
Uh,
way you do it?
no, honestly, like so like the type of coaching that I do, which is like I think very valuable for people. It's really what you need. You need to record a video of you doing the movement and have someone say, "Hey, does this look right?" Like, and then get the honest feedback and say, "Yeah, this part looks great, this part doesn't. Here's what you need to do to make it better. Come back in a week and send me another video." Like that is really what you need. That and you just need to go to your gym and do CrossFit, right? Like CrossFit works. And I'm not trying to be something, I'm not trying to take away from it. I'm trying to add to that. So like that's the coaching that I've always wanted to do. Even when I've worked with people one-on-one in another scenario, like that's where I feel like I shine as a teacher, and as a coach in person. Like I'm very good at analyzing technique and like knowing what to do. And so, yeah, for me as a coach, it's way more fulfilling to do that and be able to just do that. And, people come that is now like a bonus to the community that they have that aspect. And it's not just the only thing that there is. Because like from a sales perspective, one thing that I found out before I started working with you, but also with you, is that like saying, "Hey, I'll coach you better than the coach that's in your gym." Like it just not that's not something that anybody will pay for. Like even if it is true. Like me, I can't say, oh, I'm the greatest coach ever. Like it's like cool. They just want like some quick help, right? So it's like having that resource. And then once people get in the community and they see all the fun stuff, they see the challenges, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So that's what
Yeah,
I hope they keep coming back for, but it's fulfilling for me, at
I'm
least.
glad to hear you're doing the coaching that you have wanted to do.
For
And
sure.
what we have learned together is like, although you have a phenomenal service to actually help people, the way we've been like packaging it, offering messaging around it has been like this thing
Hmm.
that like you would think doesn't matter so much, but sadly it does. And
Yep.
so I'm kind of curious, what advice would you tell your like younger self, like you 12 months ago, like before me, just school overall? What would you tell yourself? Like what you've learned?
I mean, so the first thing that popped in my head, I mean, I've learned a lot, but the first thing that popped in my head was like, I was so obsessed with like things being a certain way. And like, I feel like I was so limited, and I still see this in myself, and it's still something that I'm trying to fix. But like, I can limit myself mentally to where like I think things have to be a certain way, and it's like you don't know, like, and so if you don't try different things, and like I think it's important to like, hey, let's try this. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, let's try something else. Oh, it didn't work. Let's try the next thing, you know? And like I do that in the gym. I do that in my coaching. I do that in every other aspect of my life with my kids. But like, why don't I think that way with the online and the content and that kind of stuff, you know? And so I think a big shift also has been like, I'm more willing to like, I swear to God, I do care less about the numbers now. Like making a post that doesn't do as well, I'm like, I don't care. I'm just trying different. I'm just trying the next thing. I'm just trying to, you know, and so like that ability to know what works and be able to fall back on that, but also like, hey, I'm just trying to figure out like what's really going to work and continue to pivot, I think is a skill that I didn't have a year ago. So,
Mhm. That's super cool. And you know, it's really interesting for me because I grew up athletic and thinking that I was super cool, and it wasn't until I met you that I realized I had no fitness education. And so I think it's really a larger vision for me to like help you help the world with their fitness because this is the time we need it most. I mean, you always say, what does they say? Um, we're always driving in our cars or typing in our
type
computers.
computers, yeah, it's no problem.
So I think I see this as like an alternative source of education that I didn't have in college. And so it's super cool to see a passionate educator like yourself making this possible on a platform like Skool. Because like you said, there's probably other platforms that are good for coaching, but you chose the one that's best
For sure.
okay for education. And so like would you recommend this to other people who have like some sort of audience and they like helping and serving and educating people? Would you recommend them to have a community business model or it's not for
Yeah.
everyone?
I mean, I'm sure it's not for everyone, but I can tell you I'm having a blast with it. And like, I don't want to do anything else. Like, I'm a coach. How can I touch the most people? How can I coach the most people? It's going to have to be in an online group, like a community like this. And like, I've seen a lot of coaches for a long time do this same thing on like a Facebook group. But it's like, dude, Facebook is terrible. Like from a being able to reach those people, like you're dealing with an algorithm and all that stuff. Like school is just like it's like going to school. Like if I want to write something on the whiteboard and I'm the teacher, like everybody's going to see it when they walk into class. You don't show up to school, then you're not going to see it. But like it's just easier to teach people. And like there's no ads on school. There's no like distractions. It's really just like I mean, I find myself scrolling and spending a lot of time in school, but like there's no distractions like that, you know? Like, so if you're coming to school to learn something or to be a part of a group, like that's all there is. There isn't a bunch of crap in your face or watch this 30-second ad, you know? So
Mhm.
that's why I like it.
Dope. You have any last words for other people on edge thinking about making their own community, especially in the sports niche, and as other coaches that like coaching and just don't know how to
Um,
coach and help
no,
others?
try a lot. I mean, I would definitely recommend like working with a growth operator or someone that will help that can understand the community and the school side of it. Like I didn't really realize how deep school can be. Like if you study these communities on like growth operators do, like they study a bunch of these communities and they're like, oh, I'm seeing all these different things in different ways. Like I said, like I only can see my community and what I'm doing. And it's not until you like go and study a bunch of other ones that you kind of find things out. So I would definitely highly recommend working with someone that knows more than you, unless you want your whole thing to be like learning about school, which I don't. I just want to coach and make content. Um, so I would definitely recommend that. And then just be prepared to try different things and for it not to work right away and to keep iterating and trying and some things will work and keep chasing that, you know. That's how I've grown with content. That's how I've grown as a man. So it's the same thing on school.
Dope. That's lovely. What's the thing you said the other day? The three F's? The
Come to the gym for three reasons: fitness, friends, and fun. And
yes,
if you're not getting fitter, then, or no, if you're not having fun, you won't get fitter and your friends won't like you.
exactly. I think that's a great saying. Yeah, it's awesome that you're trying to make CrossFit fun and a fun platform.